Hey Stepmeisters, this is Mortal Adventures. I'm Griffin, that's Branch, and today we're going to talk about horses. Everything I have known about horses so far. I've learned a lot. I'm sure some of it could be wrong. I'm kind of enjoying the discovery of the game, so if somebody wants to educate me on something, that's fine. I love the look of the spotty horses, and as a result, I'm a really big fan of this armor. I'm a simple gal. This is so on brand for me to to not like the really shiny stuff. We do have some beautiful armor. Just heckin' gorgeous armor here. Let's switch some out. This is the medium armor. It's pretty, but it covers my entire horse. You can make it with different materials like carapace and stuff. Some horses have like black on this part here. I assume that's carapace. It's okay. It's very flashy and bulky, and I don't know what's going on with that. Like, I don't know. Like, all of it's just, it's not for me. This one I like a little bit better, and I actually do like the malarium or the bone. I prefer the malarium over the bone, personally, because I love that creamy color. I like the way that the cloth drapes around the feet, and it's got little decorative boots. Look at these decorative boots. Isn't that just killer? The tail, I love the tail. It just keeps switching and stuff. I love it. Love it. It's given me Jaime Lannister vibes. But anywho, it's not just looks that is important. For the armor, each piece of armor has a different amount of protection that it offers. The heavy armor obviously has the most. This is bad quality, but it is using malarium and guard fur, which are fairly good materials. And then we have this medium horse leather, which is just using full grain leather. And it's of common quality. So the difference isn't that much, considering. You will notice that the weight is 6 more kilograms. So that's a lot. It's going to slow down your horse a lot. The light armor. It's a bit of a jump from light armor to medium armor. It also depends on the slider. If you put the slider all the way high whenever you build these. I did not. These were all built with the lowest amount of material that you can build them with. Doesn't look as small when it has the armor on, which is great, but you can't really tell. It's also not like a gray horse or anything like that, so kind of hard to tell if it's a mongrel horse if you have armor on it, which is a quick tip for those who want to hide that they're using an inferior breed of horse. If your horse is hungry, you want to always check your horse's hunger. It goes up pretty quickly, especially since you basically are going to have them out all the time. So I typically do not let it go over 500. The reason being, any animal, any pet that's hunger is over 500 will start to lose loyalty. Then if you also have another pet out and you ever get over your pet points, you lose loyalty even more quickly. So on a rare occasion, I do need to grab multiple horses or something of that nature. I may go over my pet points, so I don't ever want my loyalty to be low because I run the risk of losing my animal. When you do lose your animal, they just turn gray. You can immediately retame them. If it is a violent animal, like an aggressive animal, you're going to have to fight them in order to tame them. So, good stuff to know. So let's get some food. Do I have gold? I do. And I'm gonna get like a gold's worth-ish. And we're gonna just feed Branch. You can right-click, or you can drag and drop. Well, normally you can right-click. Apparently I cannot Oh, I can't right-click because of the vendor. So, right-click. There we go. If you're out and about and you can't find a utility vendor or a grocery vendor for Dial, you can also feed your horse wolf brush and a couple other things. Here near Meduli, there isn't much to feed a horse. I've actually lost a couple horses for that reason. There is aloe though, and they do not like aloe. Aloe kind of looks like that. They do like fennel, so you can feed them fennel, which there aren't very many fennel plants around here, so good luck trying to feed a horse only on fennel. Okay, say you've been killing zombies and you want to put your zombie corpses in your bag. So you're in your inventory and you click P and you right click the Walking Dead carcass and you accidentally feed it to your horse. That does actually do damage to your horse. Your horse is now going to take 5 damage every, I don't know, few seconds, 10 seconds maybe. Maybe it's 30 seconds. It's not enough to kill the horse, but it does take down their health quite a bit. Because it takes a really long time to go away. One way to fix it that I have found is to feed the horse, but feed the horse something that it's actually supposed to have. You'll see that it says Branch did not like eating Walking Dead carcass. He didn't take damage immediately because it takes like 10 or 15 seconds for them to actually take damage. So just feed them something that they do actually like in order to fix the issue with his hunger is actually still going to go up because he ate the corpse, which is going to cause my loyalty to go down, but that's okay. I wanted to show this to you guys because it's kind of important. Bags do increase the weight as well, which is really annoying. Oh, there it is! Look, human skin colored bags! And they also, I believe this is the medium horse armor with that black that I was talking about. So I know it's kind of sideways. I assume it belongs to that. He's a pretty cool looking dude. But yeah, I think that might be some sort of like human skin, and it just looks so nice. I love it. Alright, let's make large horse bags. Horse bags come in tons of different colors and textures depending on what you use. This is the ground fur. You'll see the leather all over the place. That's probably the most common. And the reason why you probably don't really want to care about what you're making your horse bags out of is 2 things. No matter how many bag slots a horse bags has on it, it can still only carry 600 kilograms. Each bag also has a weight. So this is the full grain leather horse bags. They are 13.11 kilograms, which means you have to deduct that from the 600. The large horse bags have 24 slots? That's amazing. Okay, I guess it's double. Yeah, that makes sense. 24 slots. But it doesn't really matter unless you're carrying a ton of really light items, because your horse can still only carry 600 kilograms. To give you an idea, every full stack of everything that I've ever seen is 100 kilograms. Each stack is 100 kilograms. So you will never be able to carry 6 full stacks, because in order to carry 6 full stacks of anything, you have to have a bag, and the bag reduces that 600. I never need more than 12 slots, and that's what the small horse bags have. When you're totally full, your character's like max carry weight has gone over, then you can no longer get on a horse. You can get on a horse, but it will immediately kick you off. So you always want to keep your carry weight also underneath the max. You can still walk around if your carry weight is higher, but you cannot walk around on a horse. So that's important to know. This is what the larger bags look like. If you are a mounted archer and you're going after like pigs or anything else that you can loot, you can loot them from your horse. The only problem is, remember, if your loot becomes too heavy, you get kicked off the horse. So we'll demonstrate that here. We're going to open that. When I right click this, it's going to go straight into my bag. So right click. You carry too much to ride. I got kicked off. So now let's put this in his bags. And let's try that again. Alright, so I'm going to open my inventory. I'm going to open my horse's inventory. I'm going to loot this bag real quick. Put this in here and immediately move this over to Branch's bag. I just right clicked to move it over. The carcass or the corpse or whatever will close quickly enough that you can immediately right click on the corpse once it gets into your inventory to move it to your horse's bags. And then you don't get kicked off of your horse. You just have to be very quick. Another fun fact is that you cannot casually joust at windmills. You have to have the correct abilities in order to use heavy weapons, melee weapons, on your horse. You gotta have riding, controlled riding, and then mounted combat in order to actually learn how to use weapons to kill things while mounted. It's also how you learn mounted archery. You have to have controlled riding and mounted archery if your goal is to level a skill to a high level, like say 100. Everything higher in the hierarchy for that skill that's required for the skill, so for mounted archery, controlled riding and riding are required, those also will have to be 100. You will never be able to get mounted archery to a level higher than what controlled riding is, and controlled riding can never be higher than riding. Okay, so for mounted archery, you should know that you cannot shoot to the right of you, which kind of makes sense. Your right arm is already so far back that it can't go any further back to draw the bow if you're going right, and it needs to because your left arm can't get any longer in order to pivot the bow more right, so you cannot go any further. So you have to shoot from the left of the horse pretty much all of the time. Also worth noting, you cannot shoot a longbow from your horse. A recurve longbow or a decurve longbow. I haven't tried an asymmetrical, but you cannot shoot decurve or recurve longbows from horseback. Another good fact to know is that if you are training your armor, your heavy armor, and you are overweight for your armor, you cannot ride your horse. You can get on him, but he's going to kick you off immediately because you have this on you, the too much armor thing, where your movement is slowed and you can't ride the horse. Well, I came out here hoping to find some animals. The other day, and I didn't get it recorded, which I wish I would have, there was 3 or 4 animals right here. There was a steppe horse, which was gray. There was a dog, a wolf, like what we have, a wolf. And then there was also a terror bird. The terror bird was blue, so it hadn't lost its owner yet. But this is a node line right here, like basically probably right around this rock or so. If you have animals that are following you, and that includes horses, they will stop here. Now, there's a bunch of node lines. I don't know Like there's not usually always a marker that tells you exactly where, and sometimes it'll stutter, so like you'll start having issues back there, but you won't actually lose the horse until up here, or the animal. When that happens, get off of your horse, your current horse, say the node line is back there, tell your horse to stay. Run back to your other horse, hop on it, and ride it past your current horse. And then tell it to stay. Then get on your current horse and ride it past your other horse, but not all the way past. You don't want to lose it. Then you want to press your button to tell the all pets to follow, and it should follow. Sometimes you have to go pretty far. Like, it's not unusual for me to have to ride, I don't know, like say I'm here and this is where I figure it out. My horse might be back there and I have to ride it all the way up here. So that's, I mean, it can be kind of far. The node lines are blurry at best. So, but it does work. It has worked every time for me so far. Do not ride them around in a circle. Do not let your current horse, the horse that you were riding, follow you back to the horse that got lost, because then that horse is going to get stuck on that node line. All you have to do is manually control that animal to move over that node line. It's hard with a non-horse pet because you can't ride bears or terror birds or whatever. They don't always 100% get stuck. It seems to be specific times of the day, which are really bad. Like I said the other day, we saw 4 or 5 animals, or 3 or 4, I'm sorry, 3 or 4 animals there, which is not as common. Usually we just see a horse or 2. So if you're having that issue, just ride your horse past the node line manually, but make sure that your other horses aren't following you back and forth over that node line, or they will get stuck again. Okay, if we look at this map, all I have marked are horses and towns. In the north, up here, you'll find the Jotun horses. They are only up here. So they're in these spots up here. You're not going to find them out west, out east, or in the south. In the western area, you have the desert horses specifically, and they are not found to the east, north, or the south. Yeah, desert horses. They're kind of interspersed with all of these steppe horses. And then in the jungle, you only have jungle horses. Every once in a while you'll have mongrel horses on the edges of the jungle, like in the mountains. But in the jungle itself, only jungle horses. And then on the eastern side of the map, they have steppe horses, and that's it. Mongrel, that's not true. Mongrel horses and steppe horses. But steppe horses are also everywhere. They're interspersed everywhere. Actually, maybe they don't even have mongrel horses. I thought that they did. Oh, they don't even have mongrel horses. Horses can swim in water. They do burn stamina pretty quickly though, so you gotta be careful not to burn up all their stamina. I have never seen my horse drowned yet, so hopefully they never do. But they can swim, and they look adorable doing it. And if you go through shallow water with your horse, just walking or jogging, the water does decrease their speed based on how deep that water is. So expect that as well. They will not follow you into water though. Actually, I'm not sure that any pet will follow you into water, but I know for a fact that horses, if you cross a stream, even if they could swim in the water, will not swim in the water unless you are on top of them, unless you are riding them. Okay guys, sorry this video was so long, and also sorry that it was so late. I have been out with a sinus infection for about 2 weeks, and I started this video like 3 weeks ago, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I have since gotten all 5 horses, this is the jungle horse actually, in armor, next to a mongrel horse, which is the smallest horse next other than the jungle horse. You can see how small it looks. I also have a Jotun. I can't wait to show it to you guys, but since I'm still not feeling really well, I probably won't be making any more videos for maybe like a week or two again. I do apologize. This is part one. I do have actually a lot more that I know about horses, so it's kind of ironic that I named this Everything I Know About Horses, and I really just couldn't fit into one video. So stay tuned for my second video, and stay stout, my friends.